in Switzerland. I had 3 students from Switzerland school that also I placed, and I have 2 from United States, from GW, George Washington University. They are students at hospitality, and I help them to get a job in Geneva. But it's very limited because we do not have access to a large funds anymore to have the opportunity to do it.
One of the things with the students is really to take a look at once they graduate in their first 5 years or so after, so that we make sure we keep them in the industry. And we started a young professionals organization. The problem with it, the number of members to it keeps on changing because they hit 30 years old and they have to get out. But it becomes more education to them, showing them the benefits of the long-term commitment in this industry, the opportunities that are there, and it gives them a great networking opportunity amongst the young people so they have somebody to talk to. They just can't talk to somebody in their hotel because they can be in competition with them for a position. So it gives them an opportunity to talk to other people that are out there that might be in the same situations.
As far as FHRAI is concerned, we have an agreement, an MOU signed with the Cornell University. So if there's anything that we need to get a research paper for India done, we have an agreement. Their articles will be published in the FHRAI magazine every 3 months. So if there are any suggestions by any members, any delegates for research to be done by Cornell, we can publish it in the FHRAI magazine. Besides that, the Western region has a scholarship fund of about ₹1 crore, and we give sponsorship to students every year. The budgets can be discussed, but there's a fund available for the students' fraternity.
I just want to add to what Frank said. Even though the students' membership is free, after the student graduates from college, the first 2 years is free, isn't it? The first 2 years while they are doing a professional job at a specific company, that first 2 years is also free.
What we've been providing for last 7-8 years here is the Certified Hotel Professional Program that we have. And every graduating class, so it's a 4-year, it's at the SP University in Vijayanagar. It's a 4-year hospitality program. Not only we provide the scholarship, so every class has a 4-student AAHOA provides a scholarship, and then schools decides who gets it. They have a procedure for that. But every year we send the professors from United States, which comes and teaches this program, and we've been doing it for 7 years. Once they graduate, then now what we have been doing it for last 5 years is also we have the kids as an opportunity to come on J1 visa. We place them at the members' hotels where they come and get a training for 1 year.
Excellent.
So that's what we've been providing, and we'll look forward to expanding this program.
All of you gentlemen have been seeing how we've been struggling with our ministers and bureaucrats for the last evening and till today, and you'll see that tomorrow when we have the tourism secretary. It takes an arm and leg of a president and a full association's 25 committee members to get the secretaries and the government lift a pen and sign somewhere. How do you all manage it in your countries?
In terms of HFTP, because we are non-political, we don't get involved into policy matters as it relates to the government. But when it is related to a specific industry, we approach that particular council. Typically speaking, now I'm referring to the PCI Council. The standards were written for common retail businesses and other industries, but they were not specific to the hospitality industry. That's the time HFTP got involved and said, these standards would not work for the hospitality industry because of the time period from when a person makes a reservation to time checkout could be 1 year. And during that 1 year, that credit card data is in the system. So the common rules and regulations that were written for PCI were not compliant, or we could not meet those standards. So they gave a seat to HFTP to be on that advisory board to raise those concerns. So they are now reconsidering, rewriting the PCI regulations for specifically for the hotel industry with input from HFTP.
Doing advocacy in the United States, we put together coalitions on issues, things that make sure that the legislators or the people at the White House understand that it's not just a one industry problem, that there are other industries that are important to travel and tourism, like the retail industry, the entertainment industry, and other parts of the travel industry. They all benefit, you know, the Walmarts, the Macy's, and people like that. And they have a tremendous voice up on Capitol Hill. We use that on everything to make sure that each legislator knows, even if they don't have they don't think they have a tourism issue in their community, they do have something that that does provide some type of tourism. And the more tourism that they have, the more taxes that they get, and the more things that they can do in their community.
You know, it's for us. It's obviously rather difficult to raise the question of excessive bureaucracy in some countries, but through our technical assistance project, we very oftenly find that some excessive rules and bureaucratic rules consist in hindrance and are an obstacle to the development of tourism and especially the hotel industry. Then, rather frequently, we try to make the government understanding that simplifying procedures, deleting a lot of licenses and not useful licenses is the best way to foster and to boost the hotel industry. But coming back to the education and training issue you raised previously, it's a key question, and we can find in a lot of countries that it's really a bottleneck for the development of the tourism industry, and especially the hotel industry. We have several programs dealing with that. I forgot to say that aside of our government members, we have affiliate members encompassing private companies, research centers, universities, and local destinations. And among them, we gather 400 research centers and universities in a knowledge network, trying to provide them some resources, intellectual resources, in order to help them to themselves provide education and training courses.
And how do our Indian students benefit out of this?
Pardon?
How do the Indian students benefit out of this?
The English students or
Indian students.
Indians. Indian student can benefit from several programs. When we have programs, technical programs on it, for example, we are right now involved in a very important program in Punjab for developing tourism in this country. We designed the master plan, their strategy, and one of the elements of this program was to design the curriculum for the training and vocational training in this state.
Vikram wanted
Some
to add
years
something
ago
to this.
we did it. Some years ago we did it in China,
Sure.
and we totally helped them to totally reform their curriculum of the Guilin University.
Understood. Yes.
I
On the
visited
curriculum bit, we can go a long way because we have a long discussion happening with the catering colleges, and we have people who can assist in this.
Yeah, I mentioned WTTC, the India initiative was actually for a fixed time frame of 4 years. It was set up in 2001 and it was supposed to wrap up in 2005. The purpose and objective of WTTC was to actually write out all the impediments and make a presentation to the government of the from the Prime Minister all the way down. We used to have retreats. We sensitized them, and today it was called the Tourism Imperative, and that was written in 2003, and today most of the items that came in the Tourism Imperative have been looked into, from visa on arrival, international airports, etc., etc.
Vikram, we're talking about 10 years past. What
Yes.
about the future?
Today,
10
yes,
years?
Today, now.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'm talking about tomorrow. So we have something called the Golden Book. Yeah? The Golden Book is we engage at the highest level. So prime ministers, presidents of countries. So we identify countries that are in need of some advocacy, some guidance, some hand-holding, and some simple measures that can tackle the tourism impediments to their growth. And by the way, the United States has signed this Golden Book. This happened with WTO. It happened in the month of May at our meeting in Mexico. The president of Mexico is on this book. Actually, there are 30 countries who signed this book, which is called the Golden Book, where from the highest authority in the country has committed himself. And so today, because Dr. Manmohan Singh is actually on the verge of signing this book, he is the one who's constituted this committee under Dr. Pulak Chatterjee, and the convergence issues that were raised yesterday and today is on the behest of this. And that's because they're preparing, they're preparing to sign this Golden Book also in India at the highest level.
We need to make a note of this, Secretary General. We need to get this book and have it on our website once it's signed and delivered. Dr. Aidi, how do we fight this battle against the government? Don't tell us to tell the tourism ministry to walk away and resign. All our members will put our hands up, but I can't sign that.
Can't do that.
I will not do that. But if the private sector got unified, if the private sector got all together, fight for something, he can succeed. But if you have 20 associations and half of your hotels are not member of your association, you cannot talk alone. You have to be united. You have to unite yourself. Because don't forget, you are the one who's paying taxes. You are the one who's financing them, not anyone else. When we do sometimes interfere for our members with government, Mr. André Dagan, who was the president of the French Association, since 10 years he was trying to reduce the VAT in France. When I was elected president, and by chance I was at the same university in Paris, student as President Sarkozy, he asked me if I can go with him and if I can fight for the reduction of the VAT from 19.7% to 5.5%. Well, we did it. And we got lucky to have a great president who was listening to us. He did not argue, he was listening, taking note. In Serbia, we had a congress. The association asked me to talk to Dr. Dinkish, the prime minister. I went to talk to him after the congress. I convinced him. He made it public to reduce the VAT from 20% to 7%. In Cyprus, again, I got success. In Bulgaria, I did not success at all. While I was talking to the minister, he stand up, he looked at everybody, the association, he said, meeting is finished, and he left. Wow. Well, we don't succeed everywhere, but we got some people always who want to listen to us, and I always tell them, just try it for 1 year. See the result. Try this issue for 1 to 2 years to reduce the taxes and the VAT. And look how many people will come to invest, how the hotel will invest.
Does it increase the volume?
Yes, and then you take a decision. This morning I talked to the minister. 126 license to operate a hotel? My God, I never saw that anywhere in the world. Well, he did not answer. He was just comparing UK to one of his region. That's not right. This is not right. Many government, France, 117 million tourists, no Ministry of Tourism. America, you know, I need to say about some small initiative. President Obama last year, he decided to create some kind of task force to promote again America to the outside. What he did? He did not appoint George or John from his government. He said, do a task force, and they ask the private company or association, their leader, to sit down together and to find something.
We passed a law.
Okay.
We passed a law to get it done, but we didn't tax anybody on it, and it's all being paid by people that are coming to the United States from the visa waiver countries. They pay a fee. It's the same thing that you have to do when you take an airplane. You have to put your name in.
That's correct.
And your date of birth, and it is funding it. and it will bring more people back to the United States, because it'll be the first time that we will ever have the opportunity to advertise the United States by a single entity, not just individual companies.
And this is initiative, not governmental, private. Listen, I was invited 2 months ago by a government. I will not say which one. And I met the minister. And he told me, please, we need your help to organize our sector. I said, okay. How many hotels you have? He said, well, I don't know exactly. I said, how many years you have been in business yourself as minister? He said, I just got appointed 3 months. I said, but you have in the 2-digit, in the 3-digit, or in 4-digit? He said, I don't know. I look at the translator because it was a foreign country. He told me, sir, can I tell you something in English without translating? I said, go ahead. The city where I was, the capital of this country, had only 4 hotels. 4. 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5 stars. 4. One of the hotels is already converted to office building. Only 3. And the minister, he was not aware about it. He wanted to organize the sector. Organizing what?
Listen, if you want to reduce taxes, you sound like Governor Romney.
Friends, we have another 5 minutes to ask this last question that I'm going to pose to you all. And after that, we have about 10 minutes for any questions that come about from the audience to our dignitaries here on the dais. The last question I'd like to ask is there a possibility of FHRAI signing something with your association? Is there a possibility of any of our members doing any joint ventures or any kind of agreements with your members? And do we structure a kind of an MOU before tomorrow? Is there an authority with you and me to do some kind of a paper that can stand out as a testimonial for associations to get together on one platform and showcase we can do something together?
Sure, absolutely. We would love to do something with you in terms of education and in terms of our global hospitality accounting project, and anything else that, a transfer of magazine articles, of technology education, and we could certainly talk about this immediately following the session.
Well, we already have a memorandum of understanding with your association, and, but we would like to do something with the whole federation. Many of your members are using our educational materials. We want to make that more available to the total federation.
Just only request if you can tell Mr. Simon to be a little less aggressive. Because the moment we get him over, he says, AHLA, AHLA. I said, sir, but you were my principal in the catering college. Talk about something on education. Why only? So you need to reduce a little targets given to him.
I don't think so. This is a big country. There's a lot more opportunities here.
Just to add to what Frank just mentioned, the general membership for HFTP across the globe is $325 a year per member. Keeping in mind India, and here we want to do something for India and India's members. We reduced the fees for members in India to $100 from $325. $100 is nothing compared to what fees you may be paying for other organizations. So I'm inviting you all to be part of HFTP and see what benefits you can get out of it. And I know for sure you will gain a lot than $100.
That's lesser than a fees that we charge at the FHRAI.
Well, now I am going to add more than HFTP. We are ready if the association has some student to place for training during summertime to take them. That's one. 2, I noticed that you have an issue with electricity in this country. Why not try to work with you to adopt our program, Evolution, together, and be the first country worldwide, to have full sustainable development. All hotels are classified for sustainable development, 1 or 2 or 3. In this case, we are ready to be there, open an office, having our consultants and we have a lot of them here sitting, to come there and do that. This is things. Third things, since people of your federation knew that I was coming, we got several membership individual. And they wrote, they say, we are member of FHRAI, but we would like to have also a direct membership. And we said, well, your association is already a member. You can take the same profit. They said, no, no, we would like to be ourselves. And I opened it for them. Then all the members of FHRAI will get a special rate if they come through FHRAI to be members individually at IHRA.
Thank you so much for this.
Yeah, I think from a AAHOA side, definitely we want to work on strategic partnership. Education side, we are already here. If we can work on, expanding our CHP program, or maybe even the students to come and work at the member hotels. AAHOA brings a delegation every year in January, and we do it with different partners, the events. So maybe we can do MOU to even do yearly meetings together, So I'm absolutely up for it, but it needs to be a combined strategic MOU that we all can do, with HFTP. We started providing a technology corner in our ALB magazine that comes out every month. So in AAHOA's Lodging magazine, we can start providing you a corner where if you want to start providing that networking platform for your members, we can do that. So I'm up for it, yes.
Yeah, as I said, we have a program for affiliate members, that is private company or professional association, and we are quite open to strengthen the link with you. But perhaps before trying to sign a MOU, perhaps we could discuss on the topics to be dealt within. I'm especially thinking to a program dealing with hotel energy solutions. That is a program aiming at saving energy for every hotel, or on quality criteria for the hotels. We are quite open.
Excellent, thank you. Mr. Madhok, I'll only request if WTTC International, FHRAI, India initiative, we can do a tripartite or something that could help the association some.
Yeah, we've never done this in the past. Right. But as long as it's something that's meaningful, measurable, and if something's going to come out of it, we're open to it. Not a problem.
Excellent, thank you.
One thing I want to just mention is, if anybody wants to take advantage of this $100 membership, can you please give me your business cards today? And I'll make sure that the HFTP office out of Austin, Texas, sends you this special form just made for Indian delegates only. Please, thanks.
Sure. Anything that you all expect from FHRAI that we can bring on the table for you?
I think today, quantifiable, measurable information